Welcome inside the Arc on the campus of Baruch College in Lexington Avenue, New York City. Tonight on Facebook Live is the CUNY Athletic Conference Men's Volleyball Championship match as the top two seeds and an old rivalry is renewed. The top-seeded Hunter Hawks at 12-6. They take on the two-seeded and defending champion Baruch College Bearcats at 15-12. And with that, hello and welcome to our coverage tonight. Alongside St. Peter's women's volleyball head coach Joe Chonacki, I'm Ralph Bednarczyk. Finally, Joe, after 3 years between opportunities, here we go with a CUNY Men's Volleyball Championship match. 2 seasons without a CUNY Men's Volleyball Championship. Baruch and Hunter finally get to see one another for the 6th straight year and a remarkable 14th time in the last 16 seasons. Different rosters, but the rivalry is the same.
I was going to say, nothing has changed. It seems like these two teams are always in the final against each other, or at least one of them is in the final. And yeah, talk about a long layoff. My gosh, these guys are so amped to play this game. I'm excited to watch this game because these two teams have split the season series. Both teams played really well. Both went to 4, so it's a really, really tight, even matchup. We should not expect anything but the same for tonight. And
both of those meetings took place recently in the month of March. How about our highlight players? So both teams' rosters had to be basically starting over from scratch. A Springfield College transfer from a dominant Division III program. Ted Kim transfers over back home to New York. He has led the Hunter Hawks this year on the outside, a sophomore out of Little Neck, New York. Yeah, and he went to Herrick's High School, one of the top Long Island programs. So yeah, great pedigree, really experienced player. Watch out for him on the outside. He's going to carry a big offensive load for the team tonight. And meanwhile, for Baruch College, the Bearcats have their own tremendous outside hitter. He is just a freshman. Jack Centeno has led them from the pin hitter spot. Yeah, this guy's going to pretty much carry the weight of the team on his shoulders, so you're hopefully going to get some offense from some other players. But yeah, if there's going to be a point that's on the line, chances are it's going to him. A pair of young first-team all-CUNY outside hitters. The Arc will have fans in it tonight. There'll be tremendous energy, and we are thrilled to bring you the first CUNY Men's Volleyball Championship match in 3 years. And it's coming up next on Facebook Live.
2021-22 CUNYAC Championships are brought to you by Pepsi. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the CUNY Athletic Conference. The Hospital for Special Surgery, U.S.'s #1 hospital for orthopedics, proud to be the official hospital of the CUNY Athletic Conference. USS, the University Student Senate, a proud sponsor of the CUNY Athletic Conference. Thank you for providing our students with the platform to help shape the City University of New York. Health First. We'd like to thank our newest sponsor, Health First, New York's largest not-for-profit insurer, for being a proud sponsor of CUNYAC Community College and Senior College Championship. Hometown Ticketing. Thank you to Hometown Ticketing, the official ticketing provider of the CUNY Athletic Conference. And Bob McCloskey Insurance, a longtime supporter of the CUNY Athletic Conference, the official athletic insurance provider of the NJCAA.
A really nice crowd assembled here tonight inside the Arc on the campus of Baruch College off Lexington Avenue. Ralph Bednarczyk alongside Joe Chonacki bringing you the 2022 CUNY Men's Volleyball Championship match between the top 2 seeds and the long-time rivals Baruch and Hunter. Well, the starters are being introduced. Let's show you the starters. Here's Baruch as they're being introduced to the crowd. Their lone returning starter from 2019 is their setter. That's a great thing to have. Stallone Shankar, a senior out of Jackson Heights, New York. He's a 2-year starter at the position. 2022 first team All-CUNY, was the preseason player of the year. Then outside, look out for Jack Centeno and Hoxin Hu, a second-team All-CUNY member, and they're very big inside. The 6'7" Akil Vaughn in the middle, and 6'4" Michael Higgins out of Valley Stream Central High School in Long Island. Defeng Han has emerged recently. He's from Brooklyn as the right side. Travis Goding, who is from Long Island Power Sachem North High School out of Holbrook, New York, as the libero for 5th-year coach Kevin Edwards. And for Kevin Edwards, you see him there talking to his team in the nice suit. For Kevin Edwards, this is his finale. He will be leaving college coaching at the end of this season. And for the Hunter contingent who have made the trip down Lexington Avenue to be here, the Hawks lineup will look a little bit different the way it's been until late in the year. It starts with the 6'1" sophomore center, Cooper Moran, first team All-CUNY, leading the conference in assists. Moran experienced a lot of winning at Belmore JFK in Nassau County, and he is a sophomore academically and, of course, first year playing. The outside hitter, Teddy Kim, along with David Liu, who is in his senior year, a first-year starter from Cardozo High School, native of Queens. The right side hitter is notable, Chris Scandol. He was the starting libero 3 years ago. A late lineup change. Scandol moved to right side hitter. They'll start Nick Yao in that position. Sherrod Cole at 6'4", second team All-CUNY in the middle, along with Nairo Osborne, a 6'1" senior in the middle. It was his first time being on the volleyball team. Some remarkable stories for these two coaches to piece teams and players together. And the head coach for Hunter in his first season, the 2022 CUNY Coach of the Year, is Chris Shorgan. Shorgan was born in Hawaii, grew up in Virginia, played at Division II Mount Olive in North Carolina. Shorgan and his staff very optimistic about the Hunter College future, but a lot of inexperience, Joe. Virtually all first-year starters on both sides, each team with only one guy that played in the 2019 final. So it's a lot of inexperience and a nice crowd on hand. We'll see how that will factor.
Yeah, we kind of talked about in the open is, you know, we haven't played, men that haven't played in 2 years because of the way it's a spring sport. Some of the fall sports before the pandemic hit got to get their seasons in, but the springs, you know, teams, they got completely shut down. So, and then things start to happen during the pandemic. Okay, maybe we can start to practice. No practicing. So like all of a sudden you're starting, just about to start, then you got to go back to square one, testing and protocols and, you know, limiting practice sessions to maybe just 4 people at a time. So trying to put a team together on the floor at the same time, it obviously took a while, but we're here now. Obviously you mentioned a little bit of inexperience, but I think the rivalry is going to put that all to bed.
And the two teams split a pair of meetings, each winning on their home floor. Both went 4 sets. Here's a look at the way the bracket shook out. Different this year in CUNY. The semifinals played the day before, so yesterday, Baruch with a very comfortable sweep over CCNY with tremendous serving. Hunter had to go 4 sets against John Jay to win their semifinal. Both head coaches emphasizing we need to get more aggressive in our serving mindset. We'll see if that shows up here in this big stage. The winner off to the NCAA Tournament, where CUNY will have a representative. Our down official, Mr. Paul DeCurtis, and our up official is Denny Cespedes. Denny spent last summer as a volleyball official at the Olympics. He was one of the officials at the men's volleyball Olympics in China.
Well, you talked about the serving. When Baruch won, you know, back on the 12th of March, their ace-to-error ratio, 7 aces to just 9 errors. That's one of the big keys for tonight. Keep that ace-to-error ratio really low.
Hunter in the white with yellow trim, Baruch in the navy on their home floor. The Bearcats, the defending champions from 3 years ago, and we are underway. Shankar immediately outside goes to Centeno. Jack Centeno had a great career at Fairlawn High School in New Jersey. As a junior, he was 3rd team All-State, and of course robbed of his senior year.
Yeah, big swing on the outside, goes around the block and inside the defense. Moran,
as he set inside to his middle, Sherrod Cole. This is Centeno, and Centeno, he's going to get a healthy dose. The block from Cooper Moran as well as Sherrod Cole.
Yeah, Moran 6'1", as you mentioned before, plays for Belmore JFK in high school, one of the top programs on Long Island, so very experienced player, even though he's still pretty young here.
Well, he's been a big leader in the program in terms of using his voice. Shankar to get the tip inside from Higgins, the middle. Moran organizes, first swing for Teddy Kim. Centeno already with 3 attacks. And we'll get the double contact on Cooper Moran.
Yeah, the ball was dug up and it hit actually the backboard pole came down a little bit faster than he was expecting. The ball kind of got stuck in his hands. Tough break there.
Stallone Shankar out of Aviation High School in Long Island City. Jumps it up at the new libero in Yao. And setting the middle, they find Sherrod Cole. Cole, 9 kills last night against John Jay in the CUNY semifinals. He was their only trained middle blocker in the program. He was one of the few knowns for Coach Chris Shorgan.
Yeah, good extension. Perfect pass, though, to set it up off that jump serve. Perfect pass, easy middle set, and goes to his left.
And for Coach Shorgan, as we get the service error by Teddy Kim, Sherrod Cole is giving Coach Shorgan and the Hawks the #1 hitting percentage in CUNY at .319. So Jack Centeno, 2-time CUNY Rookie of the Week, did not win the honor, but was first team All-Conference. And that goes wide, and that's Russell Rodriguez, longtime official, and looks like Russell's okay. Well, we talked about tough serving against the back row. That's tough serving against the linesman.
Sometimes it's, you forget to make the call, you gotta get out of the way, it's coming at you so fast.
We saw you, Russell Rodriguez.
Having some fun with the bench.
Outside, and there's the delivery from Defeng Han. He's out of Fort Hamilton High School, class of 2019. An ambidextrous right side hitter, says Kevin Edwards. He gets the kill, and it's Baruch by 1.
Using his left that time, and it's always nice having a lefty on the right side. Presents a different look to the defense. Sometimes it's more difficult to get the block up, and it can cut different angles too.
Higgins on the service. Moran to Scandol. Han. Kim able to up the ball. Free ball for Baruch. Han, this time the roll shot. They're going to swing to Kim. Could not tool the block. And a nice touch to keep the point going. Then Scandol. And finally terminated by Hoxin Hu. He is a true freshman, born in China, came to the U.S. when he was in high school. Out of Edward R. Murrow High School, he is a long and lanky 6'4".
Yeah, I was just going to say 6'4" on the outside versus Scandol, who's only 5'9". So that's one of the matchups we're going to have to watch through the rotations and see how they match up against each other.
Cole, second kill. Rather, that's Nairo Osborne. And he is 6 years out of high school, Ossining High School. For Osborne, his first time being on a volleyball team. No high school volleyball there, but he jumps out of the roof. A raw talent that showed up to tryouts in January.
I was going to say he's listed at 6'1". He plays more like he's 6'4".
And there's the 6'7" Akil Vaughn, who only catches tape.
Yeah, speaking of matchups, that's that matchup. Another matchup we'll keep an eye on. You know, Osborne versus him. You know, obviously the height difference, but again, the jumping ability of Osborne almost negates it.
Service error from Scandol. And back and forth we go in this opening set. Baruch 6-5. Han, 5 aces last night against CCNY in the CUNY semifinals. Targeting Scandol. And the block there. And there's the Baruch blocking that has led the conference this year. Akil Vaughn puts on the roof.
Yeah, we were talking about it before this match started. I think obviously at the net, Baruch's got the advantage. So one of the reasons why serving is so important is to put pressure on Hunter, get them out of system, make the sets predictable. Then you can use that big Baruch block to get it up over and, you know, really dominate at the net.
Moran goes outside. There's the Kim. The kill from David Liu. Chris Shorgan calls him our smartest hitter. He had some experience. He was on the roster in 2019 and 2020, played very little.
Gets the ball right back after passing it and very smartly just goes off the outside of the hands and out of bounds for the kill.
Shankar will go outside for the swing from Hu. The middle, Vaughn. quick decision-making from the setter, Shankar.
I was going to say, I isolated on him during that rally. You actually saw Shankar glance behind him to make sure Vaughn was going to go back. Sometimes there's a little bit of a miscommunication where the setter is, depending on the middle goes front or back. He saw Vaughn go back, gave it to him for a perfect set and the put away.
Osborne did not get a touch, so Baruch has its largest lead early here. 9-6 in the opening set. The Bearcats, the defending champions, and they broke the hearts of Hunter 3 years ago as the 3 seed, winning in 5 over the 1 seed Hunter. Shankar, combination Centeno. The lead 4 for Baruch.
Good combination play off the free ball, and the Baruch doing a nice job in service, putting some pressure on Hunter, as we talked about, getting their sets to be predictable. Their defense is there. Here you see the free ball, they have to give it up for the easy combination play and score.
Kim at the tip. Centeno. Centeno already 3 kills in this opening set.
It's a good rotation for Baruch, obviously, with Vaughn and Centeno both in the front row. Vaughn is such a physical force to be reckoned with. You have to keep an eye on him, and that's leaving Centeno open for these easy kills.
Tough service, and on the service line for Baruch. This is Wen Chung, a freshman from Brooklyn's Midwood High School. Timeout Hunter. 12-6 the advantage. 7-0 run by the Bearcats. So for Baruch, as we see Kevin Edwards there to the left side of your picture, kind of bittersweet for him as he told us that he is going to be moving on from this job. But if you're in the volleyball community in New York, you're going to be seeing him, I think, very often. Kevin Edwards is going to be the new facilities manager and volleyball director at the new QBK sports facility in Long Island City. Just opened in February 2022. It has 3 indoor sand courts. It's got a bar. He's going to take it as a full-time position. He's going to create a club team, clinics, adult leagues, manage the business. They're going to host some preliminary tournaments for AVP qualification. And he's going to miss pursuing championships. He's also the Baruch women's volleyball head coach. So he's leaving both jobs, and Baruch will be announcing a hire shortly. So it's bittersweet, as he says, because he knows he has a stacked team for next year, but they're just very inexperienced right now. He hopes they can push through tonight.
Right, well, and obviously they've gotten off to a good start, as we talked about. Serving is a key for the important. But the thing that's great about that opportunity for him is it's trying to grow the sport, and that's one of the things we talk about at the collegiate level all the time, is the popularity of the sport continues to grow, not only on the women's side, but on the men's side. So they want to continue to use that.
Big dig on Kim, inside, punched along by Osborne. Shankar, Centeno. It missed. Centeno tipping over the block, but missed his spot on the court.
I mean, that was right on the edge. Just a great heads-up play right there to let it go out of bounds. What a huge kill on the outside that was dug up. That thing was a rocket. Kept the rally alive and going, but again, good court awareness.
And Kim Joe still without a kill for Hunter. There's Shankar dumping. Kim went back corner, and then this unfortunately hits the ceiling. It throws off Shankar, and Hunter gets a break.
Yeah, there's a partition that looks like probably when they separate the gym for multiple events that literally cuts right across the top of the gym. There you see it right there. Great job by our camera team. And unfortunately changed direction on the setter, and he couldn't pick it up.
Centeno outside. There's Osborne passing the test in the back row for the middle. Scandol the swing. More contact with the ceiling, and it's a free ball coming Hunter's way. Moran into Osborne. Or check that rather, it's Sharon Cole.
Yeah, Osborne made the dig. That's one thing about men's and women's volleyball. It doesn't matter. Whenever the middle is serving, that's the person you go after. So it's great to see Osborne come up with that big dig, and then the point for Hunter. On this great kill, going behind the setter, splitting the blockers perfectly, and a great swing right there by Cole.
Chris Shorgen discusses how Sherrod came into the program very raw, but he hits his spots well. Outstanding at transitioning out of the middle. And he has had to do the heavy lifting as they trained Nairo Osborne to be A, a volleyball player, and then B, to be a middle. It has been such a process for Hunter, as Chris Shorgen, who right now has his back to us, he's wearing kind of the Hawaiian greenish and black shirt to us. He got the job in January 2022. He was an assistant coach at nearby Pratt in Brooklyn. Because of Omicron, they basically had no tryout or process. COVID protocols prevented that. So they had about a 2-week individual tryout period in January. And he ended up going with 6 guys that had never been on a volleyball team before, called it a super eye-opening experience. And he couldn't cut anybody because he didn't know who was going to show up after that. So he kept everybody kind of at arm's length and eventually got into their first game, really playing their first full units together, as there's Centeno with a big kill out of the timeout.
Man, you can't leave him one-on-one, but that perfect pass froze the middle blocker, and talked about that inexperience that both Cole and Osborne have. Cole, you can see it right here, gets beat out and then one-on-one, and that's just going to be easy money for Centeno.
Moran outside Kim. Teddy Kim has been looking to unload. 2nd in the conference in kills, 6th in hitting percentage at 183.
Yeah, good swing for him. They kind of mentioned he had having trouble finding the floor, so now that one, a big swing going cross court instead of going or line or seam, finding some openings.
There's the block. Sherrod Cole stuffs Michael Higgins one-on-one.
Yeah, sometimes when you're in the middle, you got to commit block. You can't wait to read and react, and he commits right here to the middle, reads it perfectly. Watch his left hand go to the left. Great job right there, penetrating over the net and dropping it down for the stuff.
Centeno, he hit around a double and still found a seam.
Looked like he hit over it. Man, he's got some mad hops, this kid. Man, he just finds the floor. Again, at this level of play, they're almost not even worrying about angles inside or outside the block. They're trying to hit over the block because these kids jump so high, and it's the down angle that they're trying to go after.
Kevin Edwards talking about Jack Centeno, how he never left the weight room during quarantine period. It's an ace for Stallone Shankar. 2nd of this opening set for Baruch.
Yeah, going 1-to-1 or the hard cross court. He eased off a little on his earlier serve back 6 rotations ago. This one, he put a lot more steam on it and pays off with the ace.
This time perfect is the pass. Scandol, next man through. Overpass. Moran to his right side, Kim. Hahn. It went over. Centeno out of system. That ball up by Yao. Oh, what a gift off the top of the tape.
It looked like it was going to hit something on the ceiling, but it stayed clean the whole time and ended up falling harmlessly right onto the top of the tape and down. You can see it right there. Great job once again by our camera team. I like what Hunter here is doing, switching the left and right sides to get the better matchup. I think that's a really smart move. Scandol now on the left instead of on the right.
Jumping up, Raymond Yu in to serve for Hunter. And Yu handles that swing from Hahn in the back row. And then tooling the block there, Hunter. So David Liu, again, that intelligence. Known for his great ball control and defense. He had to wait a long time to get into the starting lineup. It is Hunter career.
Yeah, just again, smart going off the hands. And sometimes, again, these guys jump so high. Sometimes you don't have to worry about hands. You can just go after their arms.
Centeno tried to hit through a double. Chance for Hunter to get closer. Tipping over Liu. And Centeno, look at how far of an angle he had to hit. And it's a 1-point Baruch lead.
Yeah, pass, the set was way off the net. He was about 10 feet away from the net, and he was falling backwards, so really tough to keep that ball in play with any kind of pace on it, and it just hits it out of bounds.
Raymond Yu, a senior from Staten Island, Susan Wagner High School. Centeno outside. Then he'll tip. This one off the ceiling. Liu. And he was out of rhythm there.
Yeah, set looked like it was a little too far inside for him and ends up going into the tape. But again, good court awareness by Sherrod Cole that time, not going up to block, stays, read the tip, and was able to pick it up perfectly.
Centeno now on the service line. He averaged 14 kills in the 2 meetings this year against Hunter. Lou. He got a touch. Says our down official, Paul DeCurtis, confirmed by the up official, 16-15.
Yeah, lines judge made the call as well, saw the tip. You could see the ball change direction. Again, these guys hit so hard, it's sometimes really difficult to pick it up.
Cole turning the libero, Goding. Hunter, chance to tie. Lou. No touch.
Tried to go down the line and just missed it. Good transition opportunity right there for Hunter.
So Hunter had climbed out of a 6-point deficit in his first set. Chris Shorgin forced to call the timeout. They had a chance to tie. Baruch again by 2 until that service error by senior Justin Alulian. He came in just off the bench. Hold on, we had a whistle. Paul DeCurtis speaking to Cooper Moran, the center.
There might have been a screen there. Sometimes it's you're not supposed to be moving into players' ways so they can't see the server. Not sure what he was talking to him about.
Lou. Sprawling up in the back by Centeno. And then the swing comes near side from Hoaxin Hu.
Phenomenal dig in the backcourt, and then great set in transition, and then he just unloads on the outside, and the block has got to adjust. You saw him take a big step into the middle of the court. The blockers have to remember to go with him. You can't leave him that much room. He's just too tall and too effective.
Hoaxin Hu showed up to tryouts in December 2021, saying he's interested in volleyball. Missed 2 years of high school due to the pandemic and playing time as Defeng Hong commits another error by Baruch. As Kim back on the floor for Hunter.
See Cooper Moran calling out the attackers who talked about his leadership and communication. Another perfect example of it right there.
Vaughn hits around the one-on-one block.
Maybe he should have said, hey, let's all block this guy because one-on-one, he's going to be money. Wow. Great swing, perfect pass again, and great job by the setter dishing a perfect set to him.
So here's Weng Chung, serving specialist for Baruch. Very good top spin. Handled well by Yao. But then the pass ended up being too tight for Moran.
Tell you what, Chung, this is one of the hardest things to do in the sport. You've been sitting on the bench for 5, 10, maybe probably 15 minutes now at this point. You've kind of gotten cold, and he comes in off the bench and just rips one.
This time perfect to Moran. Kim. Again into the double. It's Moran swinging the center. Centeno handled there by Yao. Out of system swing for Moran. And Scandol hitting from the 10-foot line.
Hunter asking for a touch on that one. I didn't see it. Scandol didn't look like he had that great of an approach on it. I think the ball was a little far behind him, which is why he went long. Tough break there.
So Hunter hitting just .062 in this opening set. They lead the conference in hitting percentage. They go to Osborne. Baruch got hands on it. Vaughn with the transition. Great second contact. Hunter got it across. Centeno. That just missed. Getting a touch was Osborne on the block.
Great rally, both these teams. You can really see the intensity that they have for each other. Phenomenal up right there, then the free ball. And then going with the very easy tip shot and just gets a hand on it, but unfortunately just misses.
Chris Shorgen will spend his second and final timeout. So Baruch with the latest run, 22-17 in this opening set. Historically, these are the two programs that have dominated CUNY men's volleyball. There have been a total of 33 championships played, and Baruch and Hunter have combined to win 28 of those 33. Hunter has won the most all-time of 17, but Baruch is catching up. Baruch has won 11, including being the defending champions.
Well, it just goes to show you how dominant these two teams. The last time one of these teams did not win was Lehman. That was all the way back in 2002. So it just goes to show you again, these two teams have really sort of put themselves out there as the teams to beat in this conference, and it's great to see them. They're both here in the final.
2016, a banner year for CUNY men's volleyball, with Hunter getting an at-large bid to the NCAA Tournament. So the conference has seen that moment, and Division III men's volleyball has exploded in the decades since NCAA has sanctioned it. There's now 100 D3 teams after starting out at just 32 to have a championship in 2011. Tough serving by Chung, and Kim has to give up a free ball. And we'll get a double contact on Shankar.
Yeah, ball just got stuck in his hands. It was a fairly easy one for him to get, but that it does happen sometimes. Great save by Hunter right there on a very tough ball. Again, out of the timeout, a ripping jump serve. Usually sometimes out of the timeout, you take a little off, keep it in. He went right for it. You love to see that.
Centeno tips. Oh, the sprawling save by Cole got it over. And then Centeno goes line.
Very, very lucky there. There was some contact underneath the net. Players were landed on top of each other. Thankfully, there was no injury and no net call. Watch, you're not going to see it here. It happened right before this, but in the end, just a nice, easy chop shot down the line for the point.
Kim pushed well off the net and goes into the net, and it is set point in the first for the Bearcats, the 2 seed.
Yeah, Kim just a little bit out of sorts with that set right there. Good block again by Baruch. We talked about the blocking, that first, attempt. They blocked it even though there was for cover, and that ended up having Lug, like a little bit of miscommunication there.
Here's the chance for the Bearcats. It's Centeno the swing. Kim outside, and he finds a seam.
Much better set in rhythm for him, yeah.
Third kill for Teddy Kim. Spent last year at Springfield College, a Division III power. The first D3 power men's volleyball. Didn't play in a match. They only played 6 matches last year, did Springfield, due to virus issues. Centeno floors it. 25-19. The first set belongs to Baruch. 8 first set kills for Jack Centeno. First team outside hitter. A sophomore from Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Baruch ends up hitting 278 in the first. We take time out and come back for set 2. You're watching the CUNY Men's Volleyball Championship on Facebook Live.
Sport is our common language. A point is a point. A win is a win. And heart is unmistakable. The City University of New York celebrates this, and our student athletes embody it. Again, let's go. And in these challenging times, they have proven that adversity is simply an opportunity to be faster, stronger, better. They will never back down. They will never give up.
You got this.
And we got your back.
They are the heart of the City University of New York, a place built from the ground up to deliver a top-tier and affordable education in the greatest city in the world. A place where you can play your passion, a place that feels like home because you are home. We are the City University of New York Athletic Conference.
And welcome back here, nearly the start of the second set. Ralph Bednarchuk now being joined by, in his second year, the president of Baruch College here on Lexington Avenue, Dr. David Wu. Dr. Wu, thank you for being here. You've got fans and students here. You got the job in February of 2020, right before the start of the pandemic. It appears you're finally seeing the full potential, or getting close to the full potential of the Baruch College that you had assumed control of back then 2 years ago.
Yes, absolutely. I enjoy every moment of it.
Tell me about the progress that Baruch has made of late as you've continued to try to get through this process here. It appears that from everybody talks about, there's finally a sense of this spring semester, some normalcy for the student body and, of course, the athletes that have gotten to experience that.
Sure. No, we are really happy to see the student coming back on campus, and we're gradually coming back in person in terms of instruction and the campus life and all the social gatherings. So it's really exciting to see that the energy, the electricity in the air on campus.
Dr. Wu, you came from a Division I school, George Mason, down in Fairfax, Virginia, where you had spent about 7 years down here, but your kids lived and worked in New York City. Tell me about what you've done recently to try to re-engage the student body, because I think most of the student body may not have just seen you around because they weren't around.
That's right. So we have a new 25th Street Plaza that was just completed, and so we just opened it up in October last year, and so that's a great venue for our students to gather, and especially when the weather is warmer, you see everybody out there, and I try to go out there and meet the students and participate in their activities, and really good to see them coming back and also enjoy the plaza.
And what's been the student feedback as we see the kill from, or the opportunity from Cole, and then outside down the line, the kill for Hunter, and Gabe Mendoza just came on the floor for the first time from Putnam Valley High School up in Westchester. What's been the feedback that as students have probably made requests of what to do here in the spring semester moving forward, as they, of course, are hoping to get as much of a normal college experience as possible in Manhattan?
Yes, so we're trying to do everything that we can to give the student the best service. So one of the best things that we have done that because of the student request is something called the Baruch One-Stop Shop, or BOSS. And so the idea is whatever the student needs the service, registration, academic advising, financial aid, it's all one-stop shop. They could just stop, and all the staff there are cross-trained, and they're there ready to solve the problems that students have.
I guess kind of a specific help center, because there's so many different questions as things change on a daily basis.
Exactly. So the students don't have to go to 5 offices to get their business done.
Exactly. That'll be a point for Hunter here in the second set. Opened up at 2 apiece. Ralph Bednarchuk joined by Dr. David Wu, president of Baruch College. Came from George Mason in his second year here at Baruch. How about summer programming? How does that look like in the CUNY system and at Baruch College? Are there things firm in place?
Yes, we're coming back to that, and so summer is normally a good time for the student to either catch up with the regular semester, or some of them go on the broad program, and some of them take internships, and so these are all coming back to normal, and we get to see a lot of different opportunities now open up for the students in the summer.
Chris Scandol, much needed kill to get his confidence going for Hunter, and that is his second for the recently inserted new right side for Hunter. He'd been a 3-year starting libero and the CUNY Libero of the Year before that move was made recently by the Hawks. And I just read recently, Dr. Wu, of course, you're keeping tabs of every college, not just in the CUNY system, but out of it. I just saw that NYU finally is allowing indoor visitors on campus to go inside their buildings. Where does that stand with Baruch? Is that allowed? Because we are into the area where high school class of 2022s are beginning to make their final decisions.
Yes, so we have a campus access policy, and so visitors have basically just followed our protocol, and they can come on campus. So we have simplified the protocol quite a bit, and so in general, visitors can come and just have to follow our rules.
And what's the latest? You know, I remember for me, it's a stressful time because you know that college acceptance letters for early decisions are already done, but then the May period acceptance letters are starting to come across. The Ivy League just sent theirs out, so there's a little bit of a trickle-down effect. What is your high school class of your 22s look like? Do you have a sense of the length, the size of your student body?
Yes, we have, again, another year of record application. And so our enrollment actually grew by over 10% during the pandemic.
Really?
And we're bucking.
There's very few schools that can say that, Dr. Wu.
Absolutely. We are bucking the national trend here. So we are seeing record enrollment. We're seeking record applications. And so we are very, very optimistic that we're going to see a great class coming in for 2022.
It might be your fault that all the New York City rent prices are going up.
Well, I don't know I can be blamed for that, but
I mean, if you're getting 10% more people,
yes.
That is great news, of course, for CUNY. And those May acceptance letters, I guess, will be going out very soon, and you'll have an even greater indicator of what that looks like.
Yes, absolutely. We are very excited.
And lastly, as you've gotten to see athletics, last time I saw you, of course, was at the CUNY Tennis Championship, where Baruch was facing Hunter there, as the kill goes for Baruch, and Defeng Han comes up with it. We're tied at 6, second set. How have you seen sports here in New York City and the value of that you see in terms of when you make decisions about funding for extracurricular activities?
No, I think it is so important. It goes hand in hand, and our students are not only top-notch academically, and they are also leading the CUNY Athletic Conference. And we are now the #1 standing on the Commissioner's Cup, and by a pretty long shot, and very proud of that. And so I firmly believe academics and athletics come together, and we're going to expand on that, and I'm sure we're going to continue to do well.
And you certainly have brought out your community. Both communities have come out here nicely for this battle at Lexington. The block up top for Justin Alulian, senior out of Plainview, Long Island, and it's 7-7. Dr. David Wu, thank you so much for being here. Congratulations. And great to see you and your community together, finally.
Great to see you. Thank you so much.
Dr. David Wu, second-year president here at Baruch College. We'll allow him to go and bring back Joe Choinaki in this second set, 7 apiece. And it's been a while since fans were allowed on both campuses. Eventually they got allowed in the spring. There were 400 tickets issued for this match. You had to RSVP to get in here, and it appears that all 400 were occupied. It's 8-7. There's Chris Shorgen. He saw his team make a big comeback in the first set before Baruch escaped and was able to win it. As we welcome back Joe Choinaki here.
Pretty good game.
Oh, yeah. And again, our thanks to Dr. David Wu for stopping by and visiting the president of Baruch. Osborne. So there's Nairo Osborne producing out of the middle. And that's his second kill.
I like Osborne making that adjustment. The last couple times he was getting blocked is because he was trying to swing to his right. That time he turns it and goes to the left and finds the opening. Again, it's hard to believe this guy never played before. He looks so natural and fluid in his movements. It's amazing.
Mendoza, and he misses wide. Well, here's a situation, Joe, for Hunter. They're down to 0-34 through a set and almost a set and a half. Chris Shorgen has changed one of his pin hitters. He's brought in 5'10" Gabe Mendoza. He had never played volleyball before, but they loved his raw talent. He played in open gyms throughout the pandemic. But they're looking for someone else besides Kim to be an option. Osborne misses outside.
Yeah, I think that was the key. Kim really struggled in that first set, and that's why they're looking to make a little bit of a change here. I think, you know, Centeno is also doing a nice job, but he, you know, can't get all the sets. You got to be able to distribute the ball a little bit better, and, you know, to his credit, you know, the setter is trying to do that. Continue to move the ball around and try to find openings.
Moran. And a couple of good swings for Osborne, but they've missed. So in this rotation, Hunter has seen Baruch nudge in front by 3. And here is that same sense Chris Shorgen had. He's going to spend his first time out of this second set.
Yeah, and like as you mentioned, I think it's important because it's good to know, number one, Hunter at least is passing the ball well. Otherwise, you know, Osborne would not be getting these opportunities. It's 4 swings in the last 5 or 6 plays that he's had. So it means that the passing is there, and they are trying to force the middle to try to get more options, because obviously everyone knows if you're a volleyball fan, you use the middle to try to set up your pins, and that's what Hunter is trying to do right now. And just unfortunately, you know, Osborne's not being that successful.
Baruch hitting 220. Conversely, Jack Centeno had 8 of his 9 kills in the opening set. He's hitting 240. And it's actually Baruch that's number 1 in the conference at 204 as a team. While Hunter is number 2 in percentage, Hunter is number 1 in kills percent. But these two teams have dominated the rest of CUNY competition along their way to getting back to this CUNY championship match.
On the hitting percentages, the last time these two teams played was not that good, actually. The first meeting back on the 12th, Hunter hit 106, Baruch hit 114, and then when they played again just a week ago on the 29th of March, Baruch hit 102 and Hunter hit 159. So really, obviously, the sort of the bar is above 150. Obviously, 200 would be great. But you know, right now, clearly Baruch is hitting better than Hunter, and that's really been the difference so far in the match.
The Bearcats go to 6'2", freshman, athletically a junior academically, Defeng Han. At Scandol. Osborne another chance, and this time he terminates. Too hot to handle there for Han in the back row.
I know those jump serves sometimes are hard to control, but I mean, does everyone remember that Scandol was the libero? It's like, why are you serving him? He's probably the best passer on the court. You definitely don't want to be serving him, because you get the result right there. Perfect pass, they're able to run middle and put it away.
Vaughn blocked one-on-one again. Cole one-on-one.
Yeah, Cole just committing, going one-on-one right with him. Perfect, you know, jumping again to his left, seeing that Vaughn is trying to go to his right. That's exactly the matchup they're going for, and gets a great block on that.
I think a warning has been issued to Sherrod Cole. The point counts. Down official Paul DeCurtis had a word. There's Paul. Big New York Giants fan. Great to see Paul talking and explaining to Chris Shorgen what that was about. Back to live action. Hu gets a second opportunity, and then Hu is stuffed on the second by Moran.
Moran, great patience at the net. Sometimes he gets so amped up as a blocker, you end up jumping before the hitter. But it's really important as a blocker is timing, and his perfect timing right there. Penetrates his hands, he drops them down for the stuff block.
Another one for Hu, and this time Hu tried to hit over the block. No touch, and it is Hunter right back with a mini 4-0 run.
Yeah, and you see the result of that good blocking by Hunter. Now he's trying to think of something different to do as an offensive person, and ends up trying to go over the block and goes out of bounds.
And Vaughn was expecting, I think, a higher ball from Shankar.
Yeah, he's 6'7". Come on, you got to set it a little bit higher for a guy that tall. And again, they've had a pretty good connection most of this match, so that does happen every now and then. Again, we talked about the fact that these guys haven't played that much, so just an, a little bit of a miscue there.
And a misconnection. Hu was not expecting the set. Chance to transition, and Mendoza will tip over the block.
Really smart shot that time by Mendoza. We haven't seen him unload on a ball yet, so Baruch is not really sure what to expect from him offensively, and a really smart shot just going right over the block. You can see a little bit out of system there. There's a little miscommunication with the attacker. There you see the nice easy drop shot for the point.
Gabe Mendoza listed 5'10", but he jumps really well. He touches 10'5", and a raw talent that had to be developed.
Substitution on the Baruch side, and Oman comes in and will replace Shankar as the setter, so trying to change the rhythm here.
There is Uman from Long Island, and that also kind of a low set for Hoxin Hu. So the errors piling up here on Baruch.
Actually, he was able to sneak that one through the block. Even though it was a low set, he was able to get up quick enough on it and sneak it through the hands. So a big break there.
That's a big miss. Wen Chung on the service line for Baruch has been a major weapon. Number one there in the Navy, serving specialist, is one and done.
Especially since they've been struggling to try to side out and get points. You know, you want to be able to go back and get that next one in, but unfortunately, or at least fortunately for them, Hunter returns the favor.
So Moran commits the service error right back for Hunter. Hawks lead is 2, trying to even up this CUNY championship at 1 set apiece. Moran outside Scandol. And Scandol has just not been able to find it tonight, Joe.
The set was a little inside. He was trying to go down the line, and it was open, and he unfortunately missed it.
Chris Scandol spent the entirety of the year until 4 matches ago, March 29th against Baruch, when Chris Georgia moved him to right side from libero. There was a touch there for Sherrod Cole. And Cole up to 3 tonight.
Scandol showing you not only his athleticism, but his experience. You know, a lot of times a player is going to make a change like that from one year to another, not 1 week from another, and now you're in the finals.
The tip from Andrew Ubanwa, new right side in for Baruch. That was going to be a double contact. So the chess match continues with both head coaches making changes to their lineups. And we see Justin Alulian here. He is a senior, really gutting it through. He's graduating in May. Would have been the starting right side, but shoulder issues have plagued him, so he can play kind of in spots.
Well, and that's, you know, one of the things about being a middle. You don't necessarily have to have a huge arm in the middle. You just got to have speed. And so that's where you can have a good, you know, opportunity for him to play.
Cole. The block one-on-one by Alulian.
And you don't need shoulder strength to block either. So it works out perfect for him.
Alulian right now is the backup right side, their 3rd outside, and their 3rd middle.
It's nice having versatility like that. There you see him just penetrating over the net and saying, no, no, no.
Overpass, and Centeno couldn't finish. Free ball for Baruch. Shankar now back on the floor as the center. Centeno now outside. Scandol. Scandol from an angle. Hahn. Moran for Lou. There was a touch. Dump attempt by Moran. Tied at 16. Centeno terminates, and Baruch is in front.
Big, big swing right there by Centeno. Going hard cross court on that long rally. And it's nice to have a player like that that can finish off a long rally like that. There you see, here's a good set. Block goes right past it.
10 kills for Centeno. His career and season high is 15. As Shankar commits the service error. And we are even again.
Shankar trying to go with that 1-to-1 zone, that hard cross court. He's His last rotation when he served, he was back there again. So clearly something in that rotation that Baruch sees is he's trying to target that area.
Cole will float it. Centeno into a double. And he continues to be fed the ball.
Yeah, first one was a little low, and second one, much better opportunity for him. He's able to see the hands well and just go hard off of them.
Kevin Edwards, who was a setter during his playing career, says what makes him special, he can make adjustments on the fly. That's what sets him apart. Finding seams, using the block.
Yeah, perfect example of it right there, just going right off the hands.
Osborne stuffed, and Ilulian again in the middle, wins one-on-one. Second timeout here by Hunter, and Baruch's lead is 2 late in the second.
Yeah, this is still close, so a good timeout. You don't want it to get any further than this. And obviously take this timeout opportunity, try to set up a play, make sure we know who's going to get the ball out of this timeout. You're going to take a look at the replay here. Good pass, so yeah, why not go to the middle? But again, just great blocking by Baruch. They just are reading the attacks very, very well. There's always that chess match in the middle to go swing left or swing right, and the opposing middle blocker has got to read the hitter and make those adjustments to jump left or right to stay with them.
Baruch seeking its 11th CUNY title in the last 15 years. In 2016, they lost to Hunter. That ended a run of 7 straight. And Hunter has been their nemesis as they meet here once again. And meanwhile, Chris Shorgen and his staff, they're trying to get the numbers up out of the negatives now. Hunter minus 0-14. Baruch at 154.
You can see during that timeout, he was talking there to Osborne specifically about that. He said, saying to him, you need to show that you're going one way and then turn your body at the last second. Don't give away which area you're going to be swinging at. And again, that's just one of the subtleties of being a middle. If Osborne was more experienced as a player, he probably would have known this by now. But again, learning on the fly. But again, he's so athletic. Again, I still marvel at his ability to play this game at this level with like virtually no experience.
Naira Osborne was on the Hunter track team back in 2017 and was a high school lacrosse player. Scandol. They said that ball was down, no touch. Scandol will take it.
All the Baruch players were saying it was out of bounds, and it was right in front of their bench. Let's take a look here. Scandol having to get right back up after having passed the ball. Can't really see from that angle, but he seems to agree that it was in. Baruch, they had a different opinion, but the ref's opinion is the only one that matters.
Hahn, and he bangs it off the top of the block.
Really good in-system set on the pins. That's a perfect opportunity there when you pass the ball that well. You can run second tempo sets to the outsides. That was a much lower set. The block was late getting there, and there was a result going off the top of the hands.
Liu. Oh, again, tremendous adjustment. David Liu. They talk about his smarts. He saw what no one else usually sees. Right in the middle of the donut defensively.
Yeah, and again, he's a little undersized, obviously, against the Baruch blockers. So why challenge them? Just either go around them or just go, through them.
And now Liu delivers an ace for Hunter, and the Hawks are back in front. Or check that, rather, tied at 20.
Yeah, great serve. Seeing that the receivers were all a little too far back, so why not just throw one short and perfect spot.
Shankar to Vaughn. Oh, the up by the diving Yao. Mendoza. Back row attack Centeno. And that's well into the bottom of the net.
Yeah, he was in system for that, but again, it was a little too far off the net, and I think he just mishandled it, unfortunately. But good defense by Hunter, keeping the ball alive to keep that rally going.
They go back to Hu. 21 apiece, Hoaxin Hu.
Formidable front row for Baruch when you've got 6'4" and 6'7". And a 6'4" guy on the outside. Wow, that's, you know, that's some big money right there. Good swing, going hard off the hands. And actually, Baruch is going to change setters again. So it looks like they're going with the 6'2" now to just make sure that you have 3 hitters in the front row the whole time.
So Ryan Uman, 2 years out of high school from Sewanaka in Floral Park. He'll serve and then set out of the back row. Mendoza. And Goding has been solid in the back row, the libero for Baruch. Moran, deep corner. Free ball coming the Hawks' way. Mendoza only could try to roll. Centeno out of the back. It missed.
Good swing by Centeno. Good going for that back third of the court. And unfortunately just missing. Again, Hunter's defense. Really good job keeping the ball alive. You're going to see this is a good set, a good opportunity for him, and unfortunately just missed it. That was awfully close, too.
Uman remains into set. Tough one to handle by who? Mendoza. I don't know if Osborne touched it or not, but it landed out. It is a point for Baruch.
Yeah, he did touch it, and the question was whether or not it was going to be out on its own. But again, it's what we always tell our players, better to go just in case. You know, you rather want to go and be right, you know, instead of letting it go and being wrong. So you can't really fault him for that.
Here's Wen Chung. Big serve opportunity for Baruch. Big side out for Hunter. And Mendoza terminates, and they get Chung off the service line.
Really important swing for Mendoza, too, because we hadn't really seen him go through the block. That was a hard, aggressive swing. Saw that the block was there. He goes down the line.
Uman, cross-court, Centeno. Oh, boy.
Boy, the reaction from Scandol actually was pretty funny because he knew he was one-on-one and he knew he was going to be in trouble. But what an unbelievable swing. You can see the setter freezing the middle, so Scandol's out there on an island and just absolutely a detonation.
Scandol tried to tool the block. And Centeno this time angles it. Well, he got hot at the end of the first set, and his 13th kill puts Baruch in the driver's seat. Set point in the second for the Bearcats, 24-23.
Showing you his vision as an attacker, going down the line the previous play and then cutting it back hard cross court the very next play.
The 6'7" middle, Akil Vaughn. Moran into Cole. We're tied, and we will have extra points in this pivotal second set.
Really big swing for Cole, and again, the court awareness to know the opposing middle blocker is serving, go right after him, and that's exactly what he did.
Mendoza targeting Chung in the back. Centeno continues to feast.
And then another good set, freezing the middle blocker for Hunter, and unfortunately leaving Scandol again out one-on-one. And you know, Scandol is just trying to figure out where can I block? I block line, he goes cross. I block cross, he goes line. So it's really a tough matchup for him right now in this rotation.
Another set point for Baruch. Scandol. Well, he gets one back on Centeno.
Absolutely, you see no fear going right after him, and a great swing by Scandol, splitting the blockers right through the defense. Take a look at this, great set. Watch him go right through. Boom, right off the hands, great job.
Shankar, it's a free ball for Hunter. However, that's Scandol pushing it. They were not insistent.
He wasn't ready to hit.
And then Centeno just pushes it. Well, Moran went to Scandol there, who had just gotten up off the floor.
Right, yeah, he was actually off the court trying to make that play, and I don't think Moran saw him, wanted to give it to his big hitter, and unfortunately wasn't ready for it. Lucky break there for Baruch.
A third set point for the Bearcats. And Centeno, well, he wanted to try to end it there. Will continue.
Yeah, he really went for it that time. You could see he was trying to go for that hard one. And you can see just drops his elbow a bit.
Receiving error by Chung, free ball Hunter. Moran, he's able to dump. And the Hawks now have set point.
Scandol passing that free ball really, really tight. And fortunately, you've got a really smart, experienced setter and a tall one in Moran. He's able to just dunk it down.
They go to Hahn. The ball up. Here's the chance for the Hawks. Lou. And the block put on by Hahn.
Baruch answering back, trying to go hard cross court, and the Baruch block once again shutting it down.
Great tension at the arc right now. Lou tools the block. A second crack at set point in the second for Hunter to even up this final at one set apiece.
That's when he's at his best, using the block and going around it. Don't challenge, and a perfect example of it right there.
Hahn, it's out. Hunter climbs out of the hole, and 3 set point against them. And Hunter grabs the second set. One set apiece, 29-27. We'll be back for set 3. Fantastic action tonight at the Arc on Facebook Live.
Sport is our common language. A point is a point, a win is a win, and heart is unmistakable. The City University of New York celebrates this, and our student athletes embody it. Let's go. And in these challenging times, they have proven that adversity is simply an opportunity to be faster, stronger, better. They will never back down. They will never give up.
You got this.
And we got your back.
They are the heart of the City University of New York, a place built from the ground up to deliver a top-tier and affordable education in the greatest city in the world. A place where you can play your passion, a place that feels like home because you are home. We are the City University of New York Athletic Conference.
An exhilarating second set that went to Hunter, 29-27. It took extra points. Joe Choinaki, a tremendous finish as Hunter faced set point and being down 2 sets to none 3 times. on the road at Baruch's home floor. How did they dig out of it?
Defense, great defense. Also, their serving improved. Again, not getting aces, but at least putting pressure on Baruch to get them out of system. So they're able to set up their block and set up their defense, and they were able to transition. Their hitting percentage is obviously much, much better from it was in the first set, and that was also a big key. You've got to be able to hit, obviously, in the positive, and they were able to do that. And that was one of the big swings in the difference between the first and second set for Hunter.
Joe, Hunter won the set despite hitting 0-40, and they're hitting 0-46 through 2. But they trimmed down Baruch's numbers down to 0-71 in the second set, and somehow able to find a way to get it done.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about with their defense. They've got to be able to control the tempo with their defense. You know, Baruch getting them out of system. There was a number of miscommunications there, plays where the setter just threw the ball, the hitter wasn't ready for it. Those are easy transition points, and Hunter was able to capitalize on those as well.
So we got a brand new match. The tip from Jack Centeno, who has already matched his career high with 15 kills. Centeno tipping. There's number 16. And he may need 25 for Baruch tonight to take them home.
Yeah, it seems like they're going to be giving him a little more of a steady dose instead of distributing the ball equally. Like, let's ride our hot hitter. He's clearly, you know, Hunter really hasn't had an answer to him just yet, so you might as well keep going to him.
16 kills, hitting 289 on the outside. It's a pretty good number, as that swing misses by Cole, and it's 2-0 Bearcats.
Ball set just a little bit too low for him on that opportunity, and that's why he ended up going out of bounds.
Cole, and they go right back to him. This time he hits around Alulian.
Yeah, much better set, giving him more room to swing. And again, when you're 6'4" and you jump as well as he does, you've got to be able to put the ball in the right spot for your hitter. Perfect opportunity right there on the put away.
Centeno, well, he is also collecting kills, Joe, all over the floor. If we did a kill chart, they'd be red everywhere.
Yeah, his target zones, where he's, you know, putting the ball, he's spraying it all over the place. He's going down the line, he's going sharp cross court. That time going down the middle, you see the defender was moving. You never want to be moving as a defender. You need to be standing straight. And unfortunately going out of position that time.
Scandol. And they will call that a point despite Shankar getting a second contact. Joe, I know you as a coach at St. Peter's would have said, hey, that's a play on, isn't it?
I would have pulled my own chair out of the way to give him a hand to try to get to it. But yeah, usually once the ball passes the plane of the bench, it's considered out of bounds. So that's why the ref stopped the play. So but you love the effort, though.
Scandol, his 6th kill. And Centeno buries another. So he's got 18. And he's going to approach some record-setting territory tonight in terms of kills in a CUNY final.
I like Scandol right here, chatting with the official saying, yep, I got that. I got a piece. Good call.
Now on the service line, beautiful by Yao. And a one-on-one block, Alulian. Well, he is not the biggest middle. He's 6'3". But somehow he has been the most effective blocker for Baruch.
Yeah, he's just reading the play very, very well and seeing where the attackers are going, and he's anticipating that. Really the key for a middle is also to make sure you penetrate your hands over the net. You can get up as high as you want, but if you don't penetrate your hands over the net, the ball's going to go off your hands and go on your own side. He's doing a really good job of pressing over the net and getting those stuff blocks.
Centeno follows it up with the service error. Cole, nice low serve. Free ball coming the Hawks' way. Liu. Redirected across. Oh, they'll give the point to Hunter. Net violation, Baruch.
On the follow-through, trying to keep that second contact alive. When they sent it over the net, they followed through into the net.
Han, oh, how sharp was that? Defeng Han.
Just a really effective roll shot going right over the blockers as they're coming down. Perfectly timed, also perfect location right into that middle part of the court.
And Lou continues to collect, and he quietly now leads Hunter with 9 kills and hitting into the 300s.
Yeah, he's just doing a great job of using the block time and time again. We saw when he's tried to challenge the block, that's where they've stuffed him. He's not doing that anymore. He's being a lot smarter, just going off the side of the arms, going the side of the hands, going down the line. He's just staying away from that block, and he's doing a really good job.
Oh, they give Akil Vaughn a taste. Vaughn had been hitting in the negatives. That's his 3rd kill.
Nice, easy set on a really good pass. And again, with 6'7" and the way he jumps, got to set it really high for him. Perfect set that time, and he's able to just crush it.
Vaughn, first team All-CUNY middle. He is a graduate transfer from York College in Jamaica, Queens, where he played 3 sports, 6'7" forward in basketball, as Lou right now is the hot hand for Hunter.
And again, just doing it very, very smartly, not crushing the ball inside the 10-foot line. He's just being a smart attacker.
Vaughn, able to tip. Now unloads. Akil Vaughn, 2-year starter in basketball. He might play basketball next year at Baruch. He's in a 2-year grad program. And then he was a track shot put thrower for 1 year at York too. Grew up in Guyana before moving to St. Albans in Queens and doing his undergrad at York. Moran trying to redirect it deep corner there, and it missed.
A good serve, bouncing off of the net. It was a tough pass, and the ball was passed too tight, so Moran tried to deal it himself and unfortunately missed it.
Osborne, and that one tied up Han in the back row.
Osborne finding some room in the front row, and a good pass off that tough jump serve. And I like the fact that, you know, Hunter continues to try to force the middle. You know, even though we haven't seen tons of success, I think Hunter is doing a really good job of distributing the ball to all their hitters.
That's 9 kills between the 2 middles for Hunter, and I don't know if we expected that. We expected a big night from Kim, but it's been Mendoza who just gets the kill there. Meanwhile, we have not seen first team all-conference outside Teddy Kim since the first set. And yet Hunter has been right there since the adjustment.
Well, they talk about in finance, you want to diversify your portfolio, right? Well, in volleyball, you want to diversify your offense. Make sure you get plenty of people involved to keep the defense guessing, and they've been doing a really nice job of that.
Now it's Lou out of the back row. First time we saw a back row attack out of him.
Trying for that roll shot and just mistiming it a bit. And again, I think we talked about it in the open, that Baruch block. That's one of the ways that Hunter can, you know, negate that block, is by continuing to set different people, not keying in on 1 or 2 guys.
Vaughn gives the error back. Baruch is now 9 errors, 2 aces, so they're starting to pile up on the Bearcats.
And we talked about that, and the other thing we talked about, that ace to error ratio, and you know, you definitely want to be able to have a few, if you don't mind this many errors, as long as you're getting the aces to go with them, and unfortunately Baruch's not doing that right now.
Centeno off hands, and Yao able to up it out of the Baruch modified or hybrid 6-2 offense, the way Kevin Edwards describes it. Well, whatever offense you're running, Centeno is going to be the primary focus.
Yeah, when you're not sure where to go, just give it to him and let him figure it out. And he did another good job there, swinging hard. And we always talk about that as, you know, at this level of play, there's no substitute for swinging hard. So just go ahead, grip it and rip it.
Tough serving from Shankar. 3rd ace for Baruch.
Serve receive, one of the keys, especially for Hunter. We talked about that again. And continuing to attack this 1-to-1 zone. You see him continuing to go cross court. Let's see if he goes there again. Yeah, he does.
Scandol back on the floor and able to terminate and put it in front of Travis Goding.
Tough pass off a tough serve, and Scandol able to deal with a ball set 7-8 feet off the net.
Shankar. And that leads the overcall against Stallone Shankar, the Baruch setter.
Yeah, when the setter's in the back row, they can't technically attack, and if they try to keep it in play and end up sending it over the net, it's considered a back row attack. So the violation and the point for Hunter.
Centeno, this time he goes line, and that's number 20 for the sophomore at a Fairlawn, freshman in terms of eligibility, just one double-double in the year, but his demeanor is great. Kevin Edwards lauds how he never gets too high or too low, a real passion for volleyball, and he chose Baruch over Division III national power SUNY New Paltz in the recruiting process.
He seems just as comfortable on the right side as he does on the left, so you love having that versatility in a pin hitter.
Goding, and there is Hoxin Hu. 14-11, our up official Denny Suspendis instructing Hu about something.
A lot of times, especially you match like this, you know, it gets a little heated. Guys will start to screaming through the net. Generally, the decorum is not supposed to be through the net. If you're going to celebrate, just make sure you celebrate with your own team, and I think that's what's going on right now. The refs are kind of telling the Baruch players, hey, you want to celebrate, just keep it on your side.
And that's Denny Suspendis, who, among refereeing in the Olympics last August in China, he got to referee Argentina versus the U.S. in the Olympics. What an honor. And he is out of the New York area. Hitting error by Gabe Mendoza into the net. Timeout Hunter. 15-11. So the Hawks climbed out of a second set deficit and were able to steal it in extra points. And Baruch has built up another lead.
Yeah, the serving last few points in a row has been tough serving for Baruch, and that's what Hunter wants to talk about. Like, hey, we need to calm down on serve receive. We have to make sure that first contact is good. So let's make sure we have the right receive in order, and let's go back to doing what we do best, is distributing the ball to everybody, because that's clearly where they've been having the most success.
So the Bearcats had 3 opportunities to take the second set. And what they have done, though, on this home floor in front of this great crowd, they have stopped any momentum that Hunter may have generated from stealing the second, and they have remained mainly in front in this third set. Meanwhile, the Hawks return just 4 players from the 2020 roster, and only Scandol played in the 2019 CUNY finals, so they have completely turned over the program. New coaching staff as well, and they are playing this final here on the road, but they do have some great support from other fellow Hunter athletes.
And one of the things that you know, you should point out, especially with Hunter, is the last time these two teams played was on the 29th of March, just a week ago. Hunter lost the first set, but then they ended up winning the next 3 in a row. So it was, Hunter is been in this situation before. You know, obviously Baruch, again, both these teams are very good. They know each other very well, but Hunter was able to stem the tide, and right now they're doing it, but that's why this timeout was a good one, because again, open up this 4-point lead. You don't want it to get any further than it is right now.
Centeno out of the Hunter timeout, tough serve. Moran, free ball. On tips over the block. Inside, quick set to Cole.
Really good decision to go with the 31 or the push set away from the setter, but it's still a quick set and able to get it past that Baruch block. Really good idea in transition, especially in transition. Sometimes you see that off serve receive right away, but in transition like that, great set, good idea, and it's rewarded with the point.
Cole in the back row, Well, he got it over. Hahn. Mendoza ups, but then it came careening back down hard off the ceiling.
Again, the ceiling is a little bit low here, and you've got some other obstructions making it in certain spots even lower. So you have to make that adjustment, you know, as a team as best you can. Keep everyone really light on their feet, almost playing ping pong when it gets up there.
Scandol, and Scandol ended up well underneath the net. That's a center line violation, and Scandol, his momentum, took him about a yard into the Baruch side of the floor.
Yeah, you can see him giving the thumbs up to the Baruch side, saying, hey, you guys okay? I'm sorry. I like the sportsmanship right there. Yeah, his momentum clearly carrying him under the net right there.
Then Yao, receiving error. Free ball for Baruch. Hahn, swinging right-handed. Talked about how he is ambidextrous. You can't tell which dominant hand that he swings with. Vaughn, his dominant hand is backed by 6'7", 230 pounds.
I like that Shankar went right back to him. The first set that he gave him wasn't that good. It was a little bit low. He wasn't able to get a good, clean swing on it. I love the fact that Shankar went right back, gave him a much better set, and he's able to unload on it.
More problems in serve receive for Hunter. Hahn, and now the lead balloons to 7.
Yeah, Hunter's got to get out of this rotation. Clearly they're in trouble right now. They're serve receive, and they're taking another timeout to try to slow things down.
Chris Shorgen spends his second timeout, so he's done for the remainder of the third set. 19-12 Baruch. So they have run away from the Hawks, putting together a 6-0 run. And serve receive for the Hawks has been an issue. The Hawks came in, Chris Shorgen felt, you know, our greatest issues have been our high serving error problem. That has been pretty good tonight, actually. Service errors, just 3 for Hunter. And I'd say they've been pretty aggressive from the service line from a mentality standpoint, but it's been serve receive, and perhaps not having Scandol as libero, he's made that trade-off to put his libero to right side. Perhaps that has affected the Hawks in the back row.
Yeah, and also the other factor could be now this group needs to get used to playing with each other, because with that one, sometimes that one change, well, now technically it's 2 changes. Now you've got a little bit of a different look out there, trying to get used to playing in different positions. That's the other thing. You know, he's used to, as a libero, always playing in zone 5. Now he's playing in zone 1. So again, the defensive scheme is a little bit different. So there will be a little bit of, you know, learning, you know, with each other, trying to, you know, figure out this lineup.
And meanwhile, you saw Kevin Edwards, same thing. He wanted his serving to get more aggressive recently in the late season of the tournament. How would you evaluate what the Bearcats have done there from that approach?
So far tonight, they've been very aggressive. Yeah, there's been a lot of errors, but they're trading it off with not necessarily aces, but what I would call service winners. They're scoring points because of their serving. They're getting Hunter out of system, and that's just sometimes just as good as an ace, because it makes a predictable set. They know where the ball's going. They can set their defense up, get the ball back, transition, and score.
I think now a warning to the Hawks here to keep any chirping quiet at the net.
Also, I think they weren't on the court in time. When the clock ends at the end of the timeout, the refs are expecting everyone to be back on the floor, and I don't think they were back on the floor in time.
Lou gets a very needed kill, so he's up to 11. So that stops the bleeding for the Hawks. Chris Scandol out of Long Beach High School in Nassau County. Long Island High School volleyball power. Vaughn tips the middle, pancake from Scandol. Vaughn says enough of that pancake. I'm gonna just blast hands.
Yeah, Vaughn clearly heating up right now in this rotation, and very alertly Shankar seeing it himself and is just gonna continue to feed the hot hitter.
Vaughn up to 6 kills. And Baruch now on the night hitting 240. Hunter still below 100. Lou. Lou outside. It missed.
He had the right idea. That hard angle shot was open. Unfortunately, he just went too wide.
And Hahn out of bounds with his tough serve. So Hunter finds themselves in the deepest hole they've been in all night. They rallied from trailing by 6 in the second set. That was earlier before we went back and forth and ended up 29-27 Hawks. Well, Joe, you're right. That's now 7 kills for Akil Vaughn. He had a nice night last night against CCNY in the semifinal. 8 kills, hit 571. But they have made a conscious effort to get him swings.
Yeah, why not? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And a perfect example of Vaughn as an attacker. He goes harder into the angle, and it's dug. So what does he do? He makes an adjustment himself on the very next set, goes a little more towards the middle of the court, and finds the floor. So really very, very great connection right now, center-middle connection, but also it's really Vaughn just seeing the court really well and finding the open spots.
Akil Vaughn graduated from York College with a double major in aviation and in business. He tips there, Moran. Well, the Hawks coaching staff has been on their setter, Cooper Moran, because he has such a good arm to take more risks and hits. He does there. The lead is 6, and Kevin Edwards will spend the timeout here to make sure there's no momentum shift.
Yeah, it's probably a pretty good timeout when you've got the lead like this. That was a big swing from Moran. He recognized it like, hey, let's stop it right here. We don't want it to get any further. But yeah, you know, you love when you have an athletic, setter like that, you want someone that can be aggressive with the ball. Obviously, you don't want someone too aggressive. It's always a fine line as a setter because your job is really to run the offense, so you don't want to make sure you're taking too many dumps and swings. But yeah, when the opportunity is there, especially when the ball is set tight like that, yeah, go after it. Why not?
Baruch leads 22-16. They are the defending champions in 2019, where they were the 3 seed, and they won at Hunter in 5 sets in the CUNY final. Baruch went just 4-3 that year in league play. They were the 3, and Hunter that year was unbeaten 7-0. And that has been the last chapter in this rivalry as the two programs meet for the 6th straight season in the CUNY final, and a remarkable 14th time out of the last 16 CUNY finals. And only York College interrupted that during a long run. And do want to shout out longtime coach Andre Titus, who's here in the building from York. He is retiring after 23 years on the men's side, 30 years on the York women's side, as Centeno misses there 22-17. We wish you well, Coach Andre Titus. Great to see him all these years. He's retiring down to St. Croix.
It's a lot warmer down there than it is up here.
Yep.
Great shoulder dig by Osborne, keeping that ball alive and leading to a Hunter point.
Centeno tipped into Scandol. And no one called for the second contact. Baruch has to give up a free ball. And then Cole buries it. A rare time, and that's what Kevin Edwards is angry about. No one took command for Baruch.
Right, and the other thing was that ball went right down the middle for Cole. Usually there's got to be a defender there, or the blocker takes that away. So like the fact that the ball went right down the middle, clearly Baruch with a little bit miscommunication in their defense.
Shankar tries to dump, and Cole was ready for it.
Yeah, pass was too tight, and you could clearly see him. It was his only option. So very alert job by Hunter to see it, go after it with the block and getting it.
Centeno, that was into the net. They will call a touch. And Hunter can't believe it. We got a pretty good look at it. Denny Cespedes, even closer than we are, says Hunter did contact it, well, and it goes to 4.
Oh yeah, clearly they blocked it, but I think Centeno caught it on the way out of bounds. I think it might have hit his shoulder as it rolled out of bounds. I'm not exactly sure. Either way, it's a point for Baruch, and a big one, because Hunter clearly had some nice momentum going there.
Mendoza. It redirects wide. It's back to 3, late third set.
Very smart play by Mendoza right there. Ball right on top of the net. Instead of trying to rip it, he uses both hands and just pushes it down for the point.
Centeno again tipping. Scandol. Ilulian got the call out of the middle. Now Mendoza. And Ilulian, boy, his blocking tonight has been impactful.
Yeah, you can see a great example of it right there. We talked about his shoulder, not taking a swing at it, just going with the tip, but it doesn't matter. He scores with his blocking. Watch how his hands penetrate over the net, keeping them high, and is keeping his fingers spread out too. That's another big key with blocking.
Set point in the third for Baruch. Scandol keeps us going.
Smart swing on the left side. Again, the block always has to be right on for you to have the opportunity to put it down on your opponent's side. If your hand's a little off the net, if it's a little out of balance, the attacker can use that.
Ilulian, that ball upped in the back by Yao, and then it could not be contacted over. Baruch takes the third, 25-21. The defending champion Bearcats will get a chance to play for another championship on their home floor when we come back for the fourth set. 25-21, Bearcats in the third on Facebook Live.
Sport is our common language. A point is a point, a win is a win, and heart is unmistakable. The City University of New York celebrates this, and our student athletes embody it. Again, let's go. And in these challenging times, they have proven that adversity is simply an opportunity to be faster, stronger, better. They will never back down. They will never give up.
You got this.
And we got your back.
They are the heart of the City University of New York, a place built from the ground up to deliver a top-tier and affordable education in the greatest city in the world. A place where you can play your passion, a place that feels like home because you are home. We are the City University of New York Athletic Conference.
easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy, with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
And welcome back tonight to the Arc on the campus of Baruch College. We start the fourth set. The defending champion and 2-seed Baruch Bearcats lead the match 2-1. Ralph Benarchik alongside St. Peter's College women's volleyball coach Joe Choinaki. We just saw something interesting, Joe, between sets. Hunter College first team all-conference outside Ted Kim, who played in the first set, was okay, had 3 kills, hitting .222. There's Kim, did not play at all in the second or third sets. We're talking an all-league guy, could have been CUNY Player of the Year, probably finished second or third, and he was just out here. He's reinserted into the match clearly, and he was just out here for 2 minutes between sets with Cooper Moran getting some swings in. Yeah, trying to, number one, warm back up, obviously sitting 2 sets in a row, but number 2, trying to get a connection with your setter, because I don't know what the, Hunter coaching staff saw that they wanted to pull him to make that change. But as you mentioned, having a player of his caliber on the floor is important, so you want to try to get him going right away. And in his absence, David Liu has been excellent. 12 kills, 364. Chris Scandol, a career-high 9 kills, hitting 107. Just his 4th match playing right side after starting most of the year as libero. Shankar, Centeno deposits another. He's at 22. Sherrod Cole's got to close that block. You cannot leave him out there one-on-one. It's really going to be important, for Hunter. They've got to make sure they get 2 blockers against him because he's just too good. And there is Teddy Kim. So he gets his first swing and delivers the kill. Yeah, from the right side this time, and showing you how good he is because that ball was set 7-8 feet off the net, and he was still able to find a way to put it down. There is an ace now from Kim, so he has clearly reinserted himself in a big way after the message was sent by Chris Shorgen and the coaching staff. Yeah, 2 consecutive points. You like to see the ace going cross-court hard and not holding anything back. And that time he shanks it. Well, Joe, you've been there. I'm sure you've pulled one of your standout pin hitters at some point to give him a mental timeout. Maybe not in a conference final. You wouldn't have done that, but what do you think you were trying to send a message to a Teddy Kim? So here is where, as a coach, you're just trying to say, hey, whatever's going on right now, let's forget it. Let's forget about the past, and let's just play in the present. And don't worry about whatever happened. Stay in the moment. Here's an opportunity for you to clear your head, refocus yourself, and then let's go back out there and play the way you normally can play. And meanwhile, David Liu has been the steady Eddie. He's got 13 kills, and that ties his career high. Cole commits the service error. 4-3 Hunter trying to force a 5th set on the road here at Baruch. The sites are predetermined ahead of the season, but normally it's Hunter and Baruch that alternate hosting the CUNY Men's Volleyball Championship. Understandably so, they've been the 2 conference powers. As there's an overpass, another overpass, and Liu continues to show his intelligence. Yeah, just a great smart play. Again, doesn't destroy this ball, rip the cover off it with heat. He just very alertly sees wide open space on the floor and just puts the ball right where it needs to go. Hahn, off hands. First time we've really seen David Liu, maybe a couple times, but he wasn't quite in rhythm. Yeah, trying to go for that same shot again, except it was off a set instead of an overpass, and just missing at that time. Tough handle by Yao on the first contact. And this one will go up and eventually come down off the ceiling. So that will be an ace for Justin Alulian. Alulian at Plainview JFK High School, second team All Long Island his senior year. Twice was All County. I think they want to clean up the floor.
Yeah, Baruch was asking for a towel. I think whatever that material is on the ceiling kind of came down. And now you see some flakes there on the floor, so they don't want to get that in the way.
So Shankar with the cleanup job. 5 apiece, fourth set. The Bearcats, just like Hunter, only 4 players back from the shutdown 2020 season. Osborne, as he puts it inside of Vaughn.
Continuing to use that middle attack. I like the fact that Hunter is finding the success in that middle with Osborne, you know, and again, seeing the block and going around it. Really good job.
Osborne and Cole, Joe, 12 kills apiece between them. That's a pretty good number for Hunter. Joust at Moran, played over. Hu and Lou upped it. Here comes Moran coming our way, and Cooper does not destroy our monitor.
Thankfully.
Yeah, I think we're okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Joe, you've got more recruiting to do almost here at St. Peter's.
Yeah.
By the way, I should mention, how about the St. Peter's Peacocks men's basketball team? Obviously, you're the volleyball coach, but boy, you really you had quite the amazing 3 weeks as Teddy Kim commits the service there. What was that like? Tell the audience out there, being in the St. Peter's athletic community, what that experience has been like.
The energy, you know, on campus was, you know, it was electric. You know, literally they had to put a rush order on shirts because everything that was in the bookstore had been sold out. So obviously the social media profiles exploded. You know, the people had no idea who we were, you know, or barely like even knew that we were a Division I program. So the national recognition obviously goes a long way for the entire university. But you know, the energy and their support, not only from the student body, but the faculty and staff, but from the community as well, was just incredible.
Yeah, you guys had a parade down, is that Montgomery Avenue?
Yes, we did. And you know, had some great shout-outs. The DOT threw all the signs on the on 95. They turned them all into peacocks and stuff like that. So it was really kind of cool, you know, getting that sort of support not only from the community, but ended up being like from the state, you know, as well.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I hope you still have some T-shirts to give out to your recruits that you're trying to get.
I don't know where they are. I don't know who's got them. I still haven't been able to get one myself.
If Baruch wins, they'll have a CUNY Championship T-shirt to put on. They lead 8-7, fourth set.
David Liu, looks like his shoe came off in the middle of that rally. You can see his teammates huddled around him on the bench. He's trying to get it back on his foot and get the laces retied. Or are they changing? It looks like they might be changing shoes with Liu and Kim.
Wow, I've never seen this before, Joe.
Or maybe it's a lace job, maybe the lace broke. In any event, it looks like they're telling no more stoppage, so Kim has to come out while that continues to get worked on. Yeah, that's what Kevin Edwards is barking at. He's like, hey, this is either a timeout or we need to keep playing. Now Paul DeCurtis is going to come over and have a conference.
We will try to listen in. Up official Denny Suspedis and Paul DeCurtis try to come to some sort of an agreement. Both shoes were off by David Liu. He has since switched them. Now he's got black sneakers on. And I think another player, it may have been Teddy Kim, that was trying to tie him up.
So he issued a yellow card warning for a delay, and that's the right call, because there was a delay without using a timeout. Sometimes you can have a brief stoppage, you know, if something goes wrong, if, you know, wiping sweat off the floor, or if there's a, you know, something wrong with the uniform. But if it can't be fixed in a quick amount of time, it's either get the guy out or take a timeout.
And Hu following that delay. No touch. We are tied at 8. Hu, they go back to him. Double block. Free ball for the Hawks to try to take the lead in the 4th. And a little miscommunication, but Cole still adjusts to the set.
Yeah, those free balls are supposed to be passed perfectly, because that's exactly what it is. It's a free ball, but that's been the second time now that Hunter has put a free ball pass right on top of the net. And fortunately, Cole was able to get a good set out of it and get a good swing.
Vaughn inside, and that was a big factor for Baruch in the 3rd set.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them, you know, he gets a few more sets just to try to restabilize, you know, Baruch's offense.
Akil Vaughn with 8 kills.
It's that good front row we talked about for Baruch. Now you got both Vaughn and Centeno in the front row at the same time.
They still set the middle anyway, and Sherrod Cole not intimidated at all.
Yeah, getting it through the hand. Sometimes, again, we talked about when you don't commit as a middle blocker, which Vaughn did not do that time. He reacted, and sometimes when you react a little late, and they go through the hands.
Centeno started to think, was he wearing down? He's at 22 kills, Joe. 8 in the 1st set. That ball up by Liu. That went over, it was gonna go out. Centeno played it. And then Yao with the overpass. A 3rd swing.
Showing you just how smart he is. Hitting the ball 3 times in a row to the same spot, and Hunter digs it every time, so he makes the adjustment. I gotta tell you, gotta give a lot of credit to Shankar to keep giving him the ball in the same rally.
And Alulian had the block, but it went out.
That was awfully, awfully close.
So Ted Kim. Alulian the swing. Cole got a piece. Centeno pushes it down, and Moran couldn't up it.
Just a forceful tip, and almost as good as an attack, you know, a hard attack, as Moran was not able to handle it.
Kim the target. Cole, deep corner. So the middles continue to produce for Hunter. 10 kills for Sherrod Cole.
Just doing a really good job getting the passing there, and every time they're getting a good pass, they're using the middle effectively.
Combination, Centeno pushed it down to the corner. Han. 7 for Defeng Han. And we're tied again in this 4th set.
He's been very steady out there on the right side. You know, nothing flashy, nothing crazy, not detonating the ball inside the 10-foot line, but just finding, time and time again, finding the floor.
Hunter will bring on Raymond Yu in the back row for Kim. Yu is also a right side hitter. He's very versatile. They target Scandol. Who went cross court. Han tied up Yu. Couple of big swings from Defeng Han. So he is up to now 8 kills at 304. And he's called by Kevin Edwards the most powerful attacker on this team. Osborne. Net violation, Baruch. That ball was out.
Yeah, lucky break there for Hunter. Take a look here. You see the pass. They run the middle, and you're going to see the net shake right there. Yeah, got his hands on the net after the ball had gone by him.
Han, another tough swing, putting Hunter in a compromising spot. He gets it again, and this time hits over the block. Well, Baruch all year has had kind of a three-way platoon at right side. Han has been the primary. We saw a little bit out of 6'3" Andrew Ubanwa, and then Olulian playing more middle. Lou, and he put it inside of Akil Vaughn.
That's, again, just Lou doing the right thing, not challenging. You know, why in the world would you challenge 6'7" and 6'4"? I'm 5'8". I wouldn't never go nowhere near that. And so just very alertly using the hands, going around them and every time he's been rewarded with it.
And he just served tough. Moran dumps. Hunter has the lead in this fourth set.
When you pick your spots at the right time, it can really be effective. And the other thing is the location. Most of the time, defenders in the back row, you're going to have 2 defenders on the sides and 1 guy hanging back. You can see right there that deep middle spot. No one's there. Perfect opportunity.
And now movement before the serve. A give up of a point by Baruch.
Yeah, they call Baruch for out of rotation. Sometimes you have to, as a setter, you have to wait until the server actually makes contact with the ball. And if you leave too early, you're considered out of rotation.
Vaughn takes out some frustration on Scandol. That hurt watching it.
Ooh, I could hear it from here, and that sounded painful. And Scandol talking with Paul Curtis, our second official, about, again, I think some more jarring under the net. Vaughn saying, was it me? Was it me? Did I say something? And now they're going to call for the captains, it looks like.
Yeah, Danny Cespedes is going to nip this in the bud right now. No more chirping. This is called the Battle of Lexington. Hunter and Baruch are rivals in all sports, not just men's volleyball. This happens to be perhaps the fiercest rivalry because, as we've alluded to, they always meet in the CUNY men's volleyball final. So that adds to it. Then when you add in that it's nearly 3 years to the day that we've had a CUNY final. Now a yellow is shown to both teams.
So it looks like it's going to be on Scandol for Hunter, and it looks like it's going to be on Vaughn for Baruch. So as you mentioned, I think he's trying to stop this right now. Let's stop the chatter through the net. You want to celebrate, again, fine. Just celebrate with your own team. You know, what we were always told by the officials when I interact with them, they said the second you want to celebrate, just turn around. Turn away from the net, celebrate all you want. But if you're going to start to get chirpy through the net, that's when it starts to get a little tense.
So after this latest delay, Ryan Uman into serve. Vaughn comes up with a block with Shankar and then keeps his mouth shut.
Yeah, I think Shankar might have gotten that one. Interesting move here by Baruch to leave Shankar on the floor, but also putting in Oman, because normally they're both setters. So you wonder who's going to have hands in this rotation. Let's take a look there. Yeah, great job by Shankar getting over on the net for the block.
Tough serving. Kim out of system. It's out. So Baruch back in front in the fourth. And the pressure mounts against the top-seeded Hawks. First timeout taken by Chris Shorgen of Hunter. Well, right now the Hawks have got to figure out serve, receive.
The next stop is 23rd.
Yeah, this serve didn't seem to be particularly tough, but for whatever reason, it's causing problems for Hunter, and they're having trouble staying in system with their offense.
Teddy Kim reinserted. He's been held to 1 kill in this fourth set and only 3 swings.
Yeah, you can see the pass way off the net, and Moran's got to run it down. And Kim, bad set, out of bounds. And, a few minutes ago, in between some of those points, Teddy Kim was on the sideline. He was getting a long talking to from his coaching staff. So clearly, he's really having trouble right now staying in rhythm with his setter. And that's one of the things that they must have been talking about with him, is like to say, hey, let's get you back in rhythm because, offensively we need you. And he's still in the front row. So hopefully they'll give him another one here and give him an opportunity to put it away.
Ted Kim leads Hunter for the season, nearly 3 kills a set at 172. He's been held to 4 kills and sat out the second and third. And can they get a hot streak out of him? Meanwhile, Jack Centeno, the high man by far, with 24 to pace Baruch. Osborne comes right back.
You think, all right, we'll give it to Kim. Nope, they go right to the middle on the good pass, and I love that decision by Moran, and he's been continuing to find success in the middle.
And that ball too hot to handle.
His just attack angle is so high, and so the trajectory that he's hitting the ball at is just so steep, and it's so difficult as a defender to try to stay behind it and keep it in play.
And now Wen Chung. First couple sets, he put Hunter under major pressure at the line. Kim, much better, and look at Scandol trying to get him riled up.
Yeah, good set in rhythm, and is able to find the floor off the hands. Pretty good pass. They go outside, but he's still able to get through the double block.
Centeno, double block, got him. He'll get another swing. Yao is there. Across, tough pass. No overcall, it's a point for Shankar.
Yeah, the ball was right on top of the net, and it was the third contact anyway, so that ball's up for grabs, and a very alert play right there by Shanko. And he puts it down. Are you gonna see it? A little close, but still, any part of the ball's got to be on the plane of the net for a good play.
Baruch is gonna go to their serving specialist, Juan Carlos Henriquez. He's from Farmingdale, Long Island. He had been out with an ankle injury, would have been in the rotation tonight. He comes in just to serve for the first time as Kim goes into the net. So Henriquez, Kevin Edwards typically brings him on at the end of sets to put teams under pressure, kind of like a closer out of the bullpen. Scandol.
Big swing from Scandol on the outside, finding lots of real estate down the line. Here we take another look, perfect pass, good set, one blocker up, and that's easy money for Scandol.
Kim upped it in the back. Centeno, again, they cover him with the double. They go back to him, and then he still pierces the back line.
Nicole forgot to block on the outside. That's why there was that big, giant opening at the net for him to just go right down the middle. You can see right here, there's the double block, but great coverage by Baruch. And then goes right back to the outside again.
Oh, and they'll get Moran. Pass too tight to the net, double contact in a key spot. Timeout, Hunter.
Yeah, he tried to pirouette and face the net to set that ball. Probably maybe could have gone with one hand. Tough break here. You see again though, tough serve, but just a little too tight. You're gonna see him try to face the net, and that spin, that's gonna be an easy one to call.
So the Hawks to regroup. Cooper Moran knew it. 22-19 Bearcats, and their serving has probably been the most consistent thing tonight. And you see Chris Scandol, the lone holdover from the 2019 team that lost the CUNY final. He's the one doing all the talking. Meanwhile, Kevin Edwards hoping to extend his coaching career into the NCAA Tournament. Again, he is retiring from coaching whenever Baruch's season ends, from both Baruch women's and men's, to take a full-time job over at the new QBK sports facility. 3 indoor beach volleyball courts. Bittersweet, he calls it. He knows he's got a great group of young men that have had to sacrifice a lot after sitting out almost 2 full seasons.
You can almost see Scandol almost mouthing to his team like, we have to leave it all on the floor. Like, it has to be now. Like, we have to go.
Shankar at Lou. Hahn puts it down. The solo block, and Baruch inches closer.
Yeah, Lou trying to go with that little roll shot over the block, and very alert play to hang time right there. Good job penetrating the net and dropping it down for the point.
Tough serving by Shankar. Free ball for Baruch. 2 points away. Centeno. Championship point for Baruch.
Easy free ball, and why not go to your money man again? Big swing going hard cross court. Even though the double block is in his face, he's got enough heat on it to put it down.
The Bearcats up 5. Both teams went 11-1, splitting, meeting against each other in the regular season. Now senior Sherrod Cole. It's Centeno. And the block by Osborne, and Lou keeps us going.
Kind of had a feeling they were going to go to him, and obviously Hunter knew it too, and they ganged up on him. Great timing on their block and putting it down for the point.
Hunter had a big comeback to take the second set. Overpass, Scandol. Hold on a moment, that's out of play. Our table remains okay. Thank you, Joe. (24-22). Not a great first contact by Goding. Centeno roll shot. Scandol, it's in. Timeout Baruch. Hunter has staved off 4 championship points against them.
Unbelievable rally here by Hunter, not giving up, serving tough enough that it gets Baruch out of system. Amazing that first play just a few points ago, getting that block down, changed the momentum just enough for Hunter, and pass not good. It's not a great pass, but it wasn't good either. And just those little things start to develop, and Hunter was able to stem the tide, and they're right back in it.
The Hawks stole the second set, 29-27. Going deep into extra points. They had 3 set points against them then and pulled it out, and they trailed 24-19. 4 straight points. Kevin Edwards spending a timeout just to talk about things. They just need a good pass.
I mean, I think everyone in the gym knows it's going to Centeno here on the right side. It looks like they're not going to manipulate their serve receive, so he'll probably get it on the right. But yeah, like you said, the pass has got to be there first, because they're not going to at least give the opportunity for maybe a set to the middle of the outside. But most likely, Centeno's going to get this ball, and it's going to be up to him to put it away.
Jack Centeno has 26 kills, hitting .292, an all-time performance in a CUNY final. Tough serve again by Cole, and it'll be a free ball. Chance to tie. Scandol. Overpass. Moran. Scandol again. And the senior delivers.
Unbelievable. Centeno coming through. Scandol's coming through, excuse me. Centeno not able to even get an opportunity at the ball because the ball was not passed well.
Cole, with tremendous tension, commits the service error.
Well, he did his job. He got him right back in it. Yeah, Baruch is ahead by 1, but at least you still have an opportunity to tie right here.
So another championship point for the Bearcats. Now Jack Centeno back row on the service line. Inside Osborne, the block, and it's over. Baruch goes back to back. It took 3 years, but the Bearcats are CUNY champions again.
Unbelievable play by Baruch. Tough serving, great blocking. Good team performance all around. And some really great setting. Using the middles effectively. Absolutely unbelievable performance.
The Bearcats are going to the NCAA Tournament. They capture the program's 12th CUNY title. Centeno with tough serving. The block by Justin Alulian takes the Bearcats to championship point.
Yeah, surprised they went with the middle set in that situation. You figure would probably want to go to Scandol again, but maybe that was the idea, to try to surprise him, but not surprised. Great block, was able to get it down for the point. And once again, just an overall really strong performance by Baruch. Was able to stem the tide, even though Hunter did a great job with the late rally at the end to make it tight here in the 4th. They were still able to come back and finish it off.
We'll take timeout, come back with the post-match and championship reaction. The Bearcats take care of rival Hunter in 4 sets tonight on Lexington Avenue on Facebook Live.
Sport is our common language. A point is a point. A win is a win. And heart is unmistakable. The City University of New York celebrates this, and our student athletes embody it. Again, let's go. And in these challenging times, they have proven that adversity is simply an opportunity to be faster, stronger, better. They will never back down. They will never give up.
You got this.
And we got your back.
They are the heart of the City University of New York, a place built from the ground up to deliver a top-tier and affordable education. in the greatest city in the world. A place where you can play your passion. A place that feels like home because you are home. We are the City University of New York Athletic Conference.
Hometown ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
Welcome back here to the ARC, campus of Baruch College and Lexington Avenue. Ralph Bjornchik putting a wrap in our postgame and championship coverage here to the Baruch College Bearcats, who take care of another title tonight in 4 highly competitive sets. Joined now by Kevin Edwards, fifth-year coach, retiring coach, who captures his second crown. Coach Edwards, boy, this was exhilarating. The tension in here. Your kids haven't played in front of a crowd or many crowds this year. A lot of newcomers. How would you describe the atmosphere it took tonight and how your players had to perform? Everybody had to perform in a very new situation for many of them.
Oh yeah, well, hats off to Hunter as well for showing up. I knew they would show up, I knew they would show out. And we talk about one thing in particular. We talk about using the energy of both sides of the crowd. Because I know Hunter has that ruckus atmosphere as usual, and we have a nice following as well. And I told them, no matter what noise you hear, just believe it's for you. No matter what you hear, believe it's for you. And we wanted to work so hard to win all the long rallies, the long battles. And I think the way the game ended, it was just fitting for 2 teams battling all season long, 11-1, 11-1. Tonight, I mean, it could have gone either way, but I'm happy that it ended up my way. Leaving the indoor game for a little while is a bit sad and exciting at the same time. So I'm happy that I'm leaving the guys on a high note. And for me personally, I think the last 5 years was a lot of growth for me as well, like taking these kids from high school, bringing them into a program, a winning program, and then challenging them to win right away. And then pandemic hit, 2 years off, and we came back, and we only came back with one mentality to defend our title. It's the longest title we ever defended. We defended it for 3 years. So tonight is just the culmination of that, and for them in particular, because they're so young, it's just the beginning for them. It's the end for me, but as I said, my number is still active. My door is still open. I told them reach out to me anytime. I told the program I'm here for them as well. So I'm not going away from the game. I'm still in the game, but I'm just not at the program, but I'm still I'm a Bearcat for life now.
Kevin, a number that may stand for life, Jack Centeno, he's going to be announced as Tournament Most Outstanding Player. A career high 26 kills. He shatters it. His season and career high was 15 coming into this match. 26 kills. He hit 292. You knew you had a special talent in him. How about the way Jack Centeno performed?
Yeah, I've been waiting for that performance all season long, to be honest with you, because last night in the semi-final, he was still a bit tentative, and I could see like the little nerves was getting to him because the moment was getting closer and closer and closer. And I kept telling him, hey, that moment will come. That moment will come. And that moment came 22 times tonight, and we needed every single one of them. And this kid, man, super special, came from a really good program in New Jersey, Fairlawn. And I'm just happy that we got him, so I don't have to coach against him, because he's a tough coverage, and he will definitely be, he's one of the team captains, so he'll be one of the future leaders of the team, not just on the court, but off the court as well. So his future is crystal clear.
Lastly, Coach Edwards, big theme, you wanted your team to dig deep and serve aggressive in their mentality. Tonight, you put Hunter under tremendous pressure. To what degree did your team satisfy your desire for them to finally reach that pinnacle on the service line?
I mean, man, 100%, 100%. I mean, we missed some, but we talk about missing short and missing long. We talk about missing short and missing long, so we decided, hey, if we're going to miss, we have to miss long. All right, so we stayed aggressive, we found that end line, we kept them on their heels, we kept them out of system. So definitely 100% on the game plan. And here we are, 2022 champions. Couldn't be a better moment for it.
Kevin, congratulations. Pleasure to see you all these years. Thank you so much. Let's bring on Jack Centeno. Enjoy your championship trophy and all the best in your retirement.
Always a pleasure.
Kevin Edwards, head coach of the Baruch Bearcats. He will go into the NCAA Tournament, 16-12. We'll bring on Jack Centeno now to sit down, the tournament most outstanding player. Jack, congratulations, first of all. Ralph Bjornchik, I know your head coach, Pete Zisa, over at Fairlawn, he was super tough on you, but this is still college for the first time. Describe how you were able to dig deep and shatter your career high in kills, which was just a season high 15 a couple times. You go for 26 tonight. What made this night particularly special for you?
Last game, I was not happy with myself. I just didn't play well. The semifinal game, my team came through for me, and I wanted to repay my team back with a great performance. And just thinking about the last loss during the last season, hearing them be the regular season champions, it just ignited something in me. I wanted it so bad.
Coach Edwards talked about how you never left the weight room when the pandemic begins, quarantine, etc. You lose out your entire senior year at Fairlawn. You guys lost the state championship match in your junior year to Old Bridge. Then you don't have a college freshman season. You were away for 2 years. What was that time like for you to try to make tonight possible where you are a high-level player after all?
I really want to shout out my 3 friends, Alex Work, Shane O'Shea, Mark Berry, and Gil Zindor, 4. Just seeing them, like, being able to play with them a lot during the summer and then seeing some of my friends play college, that's what made me want to go to the gym and be ready for when my time comes. And I put in a lot of work to be able to do this, and I just pulled through, I guess.
Lastly, Jack, you've been formally introduced to the Hunter-Baruch rivalry. What do you think of this scene tonight and the possibilities where you may see at least 3 more of them in your career?
I mean, coming to Baruch, you know that it's always going to be a thing. Hunter versus Baruch, it's the rivalry. I was really excited for all of these people. Like, I invited so many of my friends, and yeah, I'm so excited for years to come for all this.
Jack, congratulations. Go get your trophy. Thank you so much, and we'll see you down the road.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Jack Centeno, most outstanding performer tonight. 26 kills. He hit 292. We'll bring back Joe Choinaki here for the finale as Baruch captures this one in 4 sets, including 26-24 in a very nervous final couple of points for the Bearcats, but they do get it done, and now they celebrate. Joe, this was a thriller. It took 3 years, but I think it was well worth it to watch this one.
Yeah, absolutely. The intensity level from both teams is incredible. You have to love this kind of rivalry. You talked about that in the open, you know, having that, you know, energy, the anticipation of having to finally get to play again. Like, you have no idea. Like, we talked about this with teams all the time. Just the fact that we couldn't play for a year, and now that we're back and we're playing again, so have the rivalry renewed, the energy, the enthusiasm. It's just such a great game. Both teams played really well, really nice high level. You wouldn't almost think that there was a little rust going on. You know, they did a really, really good job.
Hats off to Kevin Edwards there, who gets a big hug because, of course, this is it as we talked to him. And for the Hawks, they will have heavy graduation losses. First-year coach Chris Shorgen and his staff, Coach McCullough and Blake Hickson, his top assistant coach. They're recruiting all over the country to try to reload Hunter, to try to make this match possible moving forward as we are back to normal on the calendar. We hope we're pretty close to it in the CUNY Athletic Conference as the Bearcats celebrate with their trophy. And I'll go into the NCAA Tournament. And when you think about the final numbers, Baruch hits 248 for the match. and they hold Hunter to 140. I asked Kevin Edwards, of course, his service. He said he was thrilled 100%. The way his team served tonight was a big factor. And then the play of Jack Centeno, the two headline themes that carry the Bearcats, I think, here, Joe, tonight.
Yeah, it's funny that you look at their ace-error ratio. It's actually not that great. They only had 3 aces with 13 errors, but it didn't really matter because we said they served tough. And even the ones that were in were giving Hunter problems. And we said it doesn't necessarily have to be an ace. As long as you're getting them out of system, making the offense predictable, it sets your defense up, it sets your blocking up, and they were able to capitalize on those opportunities.
Centeno with 26, hits 292. Defeng Han, also excellent, 9 kills, 320. Akil Vaughn, 9 kills, 261 out of the middle. Hunter being led by David Lewis, 15 kills as his career comes to an end. Chris Scandol in his finale, 13 kills playing right side, 8 digs. And Sherrod Cole, 10 kills out of the middle to lead the Hunter Hawks tonight. Hunter unable to get over the hump in that 4th set, 26-24 to try to force a 5th. Ultimately, Baruch plays so well, and on their home floor, they make it back-to-back and capture the program's 12th CUNY Championship. So that'll do it for our entire crew here from the Arc on Lexington Avenue. For our producer and director tonight, Ben Talbot. For my analyst, Joe Chonacki, as always a pleasure. My name is Ralph Bjornchik, saying so long and good night. You've been watching the CUNY Athletic Conference Men's Volleyball Championship match on Facebook Live.